my third grade mathematicians. Today we're going to continue to work on fractions. We are going to generate simple equivalent fractions by using visual fraction models on the number line. Remember, also make sure that you're listening for the mystery word. And it may be the same mystery word that we had a couple of days ago. I don't know. Happy hunting. So we are not going to have work on our problem of the day or the application problem. It is in your packet and you can complete that. Send me a picture of the work you did and you can earn another point towards your leaderboard. Let's watch this video.
Socks to wear, then we would say that each would each pair. And one of the two pairs we can declare equals 2/4 of all the socks there. Drawing one half each fourth on a number line shows they can be described with an equal sign. An equal value is what they're worth. So we say one half is equivalent to 2/4. Equivalent fractions. Down in threes, each wire contains 1/3 of the word, so 3 nines is equal to 1/3. Drawing 1/3 every 9 on a number line shows 1/3 equals 3/4 Therefore, equivalent is the word that describes 9 and 1/3. Equivalent fractions.
Denominator share a common factor. Then you can divide the top and bottom by the same number. On top and under. And say without distraction, we find an equivalent fraction. And you can multiply the top and the bottom by the same number. On top and under. Which is really a fraction whose value equals 1. Through this action, we find an equivalent fraction. Equivalent fractions. Values all the same. The values all the same.
Okay, boys and girls. So as I said, we are going to be working on equivalent fractions again today. We are using models, fraction models, to compare those fractions. So we are learning to generate simple equivalent fractions by using visual fraction models and the number line. You need to get out your fraction strips because we're going to be using those throughout the lesson today. So I want you to find the fraction that shows 1/3. Okay, so I'm looking at my fraction strips here, and this one shows 1/3. Shows thirds. I'm going to shade in 1/3. Now I want to name a fraction that is equivalent to 1/3. So I'm looking right here, and I'm going down, and right here, if I shade in right here, I find a fraction that's equivalent to 1/3. So 1/3 is equal to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 6, because they cover the same area and all of my fraction strips are the same size. Now let's find a fraction that shows 1/2. So if I look at my fraction strips, 1/2 would be 2 parts. So right here is a fraction strip that has 2 parts. So this fraction strip is 1/2. So let's find some fractions that are equal to 1/2. So let's look down. Oh, so this would be the same point. So I know that this right here shows an equivalent fraction to 1/2. That is 2/4. And I keep going. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3/6 is equivalent. And let's shade in here. 1, 2, 3/4, so 4/8 is also equivalent. So all of these fractions are equivalent to 1/2. Good job, boys and girls. Let's keep going. So I want you to work with someone in your house, and I want you to look at your fraction strips again. See if you can find other equivalent fractions, and I want you to draw and label them on your paper. So for example, if I'm using my fraction strips, I see that 2/2, 1, 2, 2/2 is equivalent to 4/4. So I would write 2/2 is equal to 4/4. So stop your video and see if you can find some other equivalent fractions and be ready to explain how you know what you did, or explain it to your partner. So stop the video and do that right now. All right, so let's look. Let's find 2/3. So right here I have 1, 2, so that would be 2/3. And I'm going to find a fraction that's equivalent to 2/3. So if I look, I go down here, and right here, that would be equivalent to 2/3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6. So 2/3 is equivalent to 4/6. Did you notice any kind of relationship between the numbers in these fractions, 2/3 and 4/6? Very good. If I doubled 2, I would get 4. If I doubled 3, I would get 6. So that is one way we can look at it. If we double the numerator and the denominator, we can get an equivalent fraction. Let's try another one. Let's try 3/4. So let's find 3/4. 1, 2, 3 out of 4. And let's find a fraction that is equivalent to 3/4. So it's not that way. Right there would be a fraction that is equivalent to 3/4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's 8. So 3/4 is equivalent to 6/8. Do you see a relationship this time? Look at your 3 and your 4. If you double 3, you get 6. If you double 4, you get 8. So 3/4 is equivalent to 6/8. Excellent job. Let's keep going. So let's look back at 2/3 and 4/6. So here's 2/3, and let's look at 4/6. So this right here is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4/6. And what did we say the relationship is? Yeah, we said we can double the numerator and the denominator, and they are equivalent. So if we double 2, that's 4. If we double 3, that is 6. Now let's look at 3/4 and 6/8. Are those equivalent? Yes, the same pattern applies with those, because 3/4 is equivalent to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths. Great job. Now, in these equivalent fractions, the numerator and the denominator are doubled. As we said, the numerator and the denominator are doubled. So if we have 2/3 and we double the numerator, we have 4. If we double the denominator, we have 6. So let's see if 4/6 is equivalent. Yes, they are. They're at the same point on the fraction strip. They cover the same area. So what else would be equivalent? If I doubled 4, I would get 8. If I doubled 6, I would get 12. Let's see if this is 8/12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it is. It's 8/12. So 2/3 is equal to 4/6, which is also equal to 8/12. Great job, boys and girls. Let's keep up the good work. So I want you to look at this one at home by yourself, and I want you to see if these wholes are the same. And name the fraction for each one, and then send me a picture of the work you said and tell me, are these fractions equivalent? You can earn a point on the leaderboard if you can do that. Okay, let's do a little guided practice together. What is the fraction for this? Write it on your paper. Fraction for the shaded part. Very good. It's 1/2. Now write the shaded fraction of each of this figure. Very good. It is 2/5. Now let's look at A over here. We write the fraction for this. Very good. It's 4/5. And let's look at this. Very good. That is 3/6. So which fraction is equivalent to 1/2? Let's look and find. Is it 4/5? If I double 1, okay, that won't work. Is this, if I took this one right here and I made it white and moved it over here, would that show 1/2? Yes, it would. And the same thing here. If I just turn this around, I would see that those are they equivalent? No, those are not equivalent. So we cannot match those up because they are not equivalent. So these are the only two that are equivalent in this picture. 2/5 would be equivalent to 4/10. 4/5 would be equivalent to 8/10. Good job, boys and girls. Way to go. Let's keep working. So now let's look at these. Let's complete the fractions to make these statements true. So I have 2 equal parts, and one part is shaded, so that's 1/2. I have 4 parts shaded here, so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 4/8. So 1/2 is equivalent to 4/8. We are making these statements true. Now let's look at this one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 shaded, that's 3/5, and that's equivalent to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/10. Great job. And let's do this last one. We have 1, 2, 3 shaded, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 3/9. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shaded. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And you'll notice if 3 is doubled, that is 6. If 9 is doubled, that is 18. Wonderful job, boys and girls. So I want you to complete the problem set. You're going to complete all of the front, and then you're going to complete problem number 2 on the back and choose either 3, 4, or 5. You don't have to do all of those. Just do one of those. Great job. Keep up the good work. Look for that mystery word that you heard in this video and let me know what you think the mystery word is. Good job.